Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Weir, and I gotta tell you, I love life. But when I'm not being a husband, a father, a grandfather, an author, or a practicing chiropractor, I'm the host of the television show Loving Life with Dr. Tim Weir. I love to cook. I love to travel. I like to spend time with people who do what they love and love what they do. Join me and Elvis for the next 30 minutes as we help you discover how to love life. I hope you enjoy this episode of Loving Life. We've got a great show. We always have fun putting it together. We always have fun talking to people, going places, eating food. So don't change your channel. Stay right where you're at. And we're going to be loving life. You know, I'm always, Dr. Timmy's always looking out for you. And so I'm always looking for things that you can do to maintain your health and live longer and live a more prosperous, healthy life. So I have hooked up with a company called Metagenics. Now, if you've been around any time at all, you've heard of Metagenics. And I'm with Ryan Clark and Dr. Veronica Gasco from Metagenics. Thank you for being with me today.
Oh, thank you.
Good morning.
Listen, probably one of the biggest things I hear is, Doc, what can I do for weight loss? I mean, they can be walking in a wheelchair or whatever, but they want to know about weight loss. And so when I heard about Metagenics, I heard about this new program that you guys have. It's the Ultra Meal.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, Ultra Meal actually is a medical food. That means it actually has FDA approval. Is because of the constituents and the quality of every ingredient that's in there. It is a shake that we have, and we also have it in bars. We have different levels of it depending on what a person's need is. If they want to just have maintenance and maintain where they're at, if they have cardiovascular issues, or on top of it, if they're pre-diabetic, diabetic, metabolic syndrome, then we have an advanced formula that we use for those individuals.
Really? So it actually helps those conditions, or what does it do with them?
It will help it, but we actually can reverse it.
You're kidding me.
No, actually, in a study that we did, we've had studies done around the country in 4 different universities, and they showed that metabolic syndrome was not just reduced, but resolved by 45% of the people involved in the study.
That's huge.
In every study that we've done so far, 4 different studies around the country.
Now, Ryan, because you deal directly, you're with Metagenics.
Yes.
What have you seen as far as, I don't want to use the word testimonials, but have you seen people
Amazing,
change?
yes, amazing testimonials. It's typically based on a 12-week time period with lifestyle and diet change and the use of these products which speed it up. Not saying diet and lifestyle is not good the way it is, but you're looking at a 12-month somewhat turnaround time versus a 12-week turnaround time by using the medical food, whether it be the shakes or the bars as well.
So you're talking 12 weeks. Is that all somebody eats and drinks?
No, you have your diet and lifestyle change.
Okay.
And these come with dietary booklets giving recommendations, but it's not so much like a flat out diet, such as things that you would see. It's basically more education to the patient when they go to restaurants, when they go to grocery stores. You know, what foods to steer away from, what foods to steer towards. It's basically based off a modified Mediterranean diet.
Okay.
We looked at that diet, just reason being, countries that have that diet typically have very, very low health problems, if any.
Okay.
So we basically modified it to fit these medical foods and to fit a patient's average lifestyle.
Wow. Now, when you talk about shakes, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here a little bit, because we all see the emails, we all get the things the calls from family. I'm into this new shake thing that you'll lose weight. Oh, yeah. What's the difference?
It's the quality of the ingredients that are in there and the clinical research that stands behind it. So you can get all different qualities of different vitamins. You can get a vitamin D, and you can get a vitamin D3, D2. It depends on the constituents that they put in. And we've got a full complement of micro and macronutrients. So the vitamins work not just with the vitamins themselves, but the macronutrients, meaning the foods that are in there.
Okay.
So we call Ultra Meal, meaning the ultimate meal. So it's really a complete meal of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, very well balanced. So it not only helps the body to lose weight, that's really almost a side effect of the fact that we're healing chronic health conditions. So it's part of an overall program that we call First Line Therapy. And this is lifestyle and dietary changes that people will do. And we talk about the 12-week initial period, but really it's a 2-year follow-up, which then expands into your entire lifespan.
Sure. Diabetes, heart disease, they're huge problems that we're dealing with in this country.
It's called the road to diabetes is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You first start with mild obesity or a little weight gain, then you become obese, which leads to cardiovascular issues, which the next step up is prediabetes, then type 2 diabetes, or type 1, depending on where they're at. So that's what I call the road to diabetes. So depending on where the patient is along this road, we kind of have a answer for it, so to speak.
You got to find the exit and get off that road.
Yeah,
That's one
right.
bad road to be on.
That's the wrong highway to go down, for sure.
Let's talk about, like, for example, let's take one day, breakfast. What would you eat?
Perfect for breakfast. Go ahead, though, V. Sorry.
This is what I had for breakfast this morning.
Okay.
I was up early, so I had a shake as soon as I got up. Recommendation is always to eat and consume calories within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. And that way you're preparing your body for the day. Otherwise, your body will go into a mechanism that we call gluconeogenesis. Big $10 word.
I'm impressed.
And it means that your body will actually start to have lower energy throughout the day, especially that 3:30 low in the afternoon. Your body will catabolize, meaning eat its own muscle as an energy source because it needs energy. And it'll have a tendency to try and maintain its fat all day long. And then the next thing we need to do is make sure that once you have that first meal, you want to make sure that it is a protein carb blend. A lot of people, their first impulse in the morning is have a cup of coffee.
Right.
They depress their appetite. Now they don't feel like eating. A couple hours later, they'll have a bagel. They're going to have a simple carbohydrate. So the first food that you put in your mouth, you'll create enzymes that'll set you up for the entire day. And the timing is really important. So once you have that first really good meal, and this is so simple, it only takes 2 minutes. Now
To prepare.
Yeah. You can put it in a blender, you can put it in a shaker cup, you can blend things with it. We have all sorts of recipes to make it taste amazing. Now, I've been eating this every day for 18 years. And you would think you'd be really tired of it, but they're nice basic flavors and I can change it up. I'm not tired of it. And I drink it down every day. Yeah.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
That is a real
But
long
it's helped me to maintain my health. It really has. It's made such a big difference. And it saves me a lot of money. I'm trying to go out and buy all these organic ingredients.
Yeah.
It would cost me so much money. So this makes it so much easier. Then once you do that, then you want to eat every 3 hours throughout the day. So we have a whole menu plan. We don't call it a diet. You know, first 3 letters die. Who wants to die?
Who wants to die?
Yeah, so we call it a menu plan, and we'll follow that, and we'll actually set that up for people so they know how to eat all day long. So most people in the afternoon, that 3:30 lull that we spoke of, that's when we usually recommend another shake. And they'll have another one at that point. It'll stimulate their body, bring up their energy level, they can keep going for the rest of the day. And then we have them eat food in between. Good, healthy, whole foods.
Okay, hold on.
But to touch up on that real quick, breakfast. There's also so much research on people skipping breakfast, just like what Veronica said. And not only is that not good for the body, it increases weight gain.
Absolutely.
Weight gain typically comes from lots of areas, but 2 major are stress and cortisol levels. The more stressed a person is, the more weight they're going to, or fat they're going to keep. And the more unbalanced their cortisol levels are, same thing. So it's your body, just like what Veronica said, your body needs correct micro and macronutrients, proteins, and sugars, especially first thing in the morning. And it's a perfect, easy, literally under a minute. You can have a bar or make a shake on your way to work or 5 minutes before walking out of the house versus having to make breakfast or stop somewhere and get it or
It's our lifestyle.
things like
Yeah.
that's America.
Yeah.
Bigger, faster, stronger. Go, go, go. So, this is a quick solution.
Listen, I think we got an answer here for you, those of you who've been searching. So I don't want you to go anywhere. We're going to be right back, and we're going to talk more about this thing. One thing that you have to know is this. There are people, there are circumstances all around you that are constantly trying to push in on you. I call those pressure points. And when that happens, their whole goal and their whole idea and the whole idea of those circumstances is to push you down and to make you feel small. You literally feel like you're in a small box. here's a little key. I call it shoving your pressure points out. I love doing it at the beach, but you can do it anywhere. If you'll do this, right where you're at, envision a box all around you. And all those four corners of the box have these little balls. They're little balls. There's one right here, there's one right here, there's one behind you, there's one over here. There are also four, one down by your feet on either side. Now, here's what you want to do. You want to push that box out. And for you, making the choice to do it is step number one. Step number two is taking those little balls of pressure and push them out ever so gently and ever so far. You might only get them here the first time, but then I want you to keep working on it. I want you to just envision that pressure point going up further. It may be you see it around your house first and you're pushing that pressure point up that far. And then you'll go to your neighborhood and in your mind's eye, you're pushing that pressure point above your neighborhood. Push this one out, push that one out. You're going to push that one out that way. You're going to push that one out that way. And then in your mind's eye, picture those down below you. You're pushing that one out and you're pushing this one down even further. Then you're going to go to your state or your city first. You're going to push it in your mind's eye. See that pressure point going above your city, and then see it going above your state. And then you'll get to the point where you can actually have enough to push it above the United States. You'll see it above Arizona, and you'll see it above Washington. You'll see it above Florida and up towards Maine in that area. Push those pressure points out. And then eventually you'll get to the point where you can push that pressure point above the earth. You can envision in your mind's eye the earth and your pressure point. You're pushing it above the earth all the way around the earth. And then eventually you'll see it going up to Jupiter and Mars, and push those pressure points out. That's why I love to come to the beach, because if you look here on the beach, you'll see there's absolutely just clear horizon there. Sometimes I just sit here and I push my pressure points out. If somebody's trying to push them in, push them out. Push it out that way. Push it out and envision the earth going around, and you're going to push that pressure point down there. And what you'll feel inside of you, all of a sudden you feel this almost a release where you feel, well, they don't have the right to do that. I'm going to push out my pressure points even more. Here's what I want you to do right now where you are. I don't care if if you're in your living room, if you're in your bedroom, whatever situation that you're dealing with right now, I want you to just envision that in your mind. Now I want you to take that pressure point and start pushing it out. Push out this one. Push out that one. Just close your eyes if you have to and start pushing those pressure points out. And you're going to feel yourself begin to release. And pretty soon the people who've been trying to push in on you, they're not going to be able to push that in anymore. And guess what? Pretty soon they start, where they're not even going to bother with you anymore, because it's not worth it. Take the time to make the choice right now. Remember, it's all about choices. Choose to push those pressure points out. Choose not to take the box anymore, but you're going to push it out. You're going to take control. You're going to make the choices, and you're going to take control of your life. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. I think this is so important, so vital for you to get this information, because guess what? We're killing ourselves. We've got to make some changes. Wes Brown, I'm actually writing a new book with Wes Brown, had this to say. I think he actually stole it from somebody else, but he said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. So if you're doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting to lose weight or your diabetes to go away, and it's not working, you've got to change, and this is what you can change into. I'm with Dr. Veronica Gasco and Dr. Ryan Clark.
Sure.
Yeah, Ryan Clark.
Honorary title.
Honorary.
But I'll take it.
From Metagenics. And we're talking about this stuff here called Ultra Meal. Now, Ultra Meal 360 is for people with metabolic syndrome, is that right?
Metabolic syndrome, it addresses any chronic illness, especially things that have to do with inflammatory conditions or blood sugar issues that we want to regulate.
Like diabetes?
Exactly.
Okay.
Diabetes, pre-diabetes, people that have a higher level of insulin resistance. But in reality, anyone that's having trouble with weight loss, it works extremely well.
Okay.
Because there's certain ingredients that are in there, they're going to help the body to fast track weight loss. And the insulin resistance that they're having, where the cell is not getting insulin and glucose into the cell and utilized and storing it as fat, it reverses that mechanism on a permanent basis. We actually compared it to several different medications, like metformin, and we saw that we had very comparable results. The one difference being is we have a lack of side effects with this, where metformin has very serious side effects. And a lot of people are used to their family and people they know dealing with that and having to experience those side effects. So,
And this test was actually done by who? It was written
talk about
up.
the study.
Basically what we did is Metagenics ran the test themselves first. We have
Okay.
a functional medicine research center at Gig Harbor, Washington. They see about between 3,000 to 3,500 patients a year out there, no cost to the patient,
Wow.
and 3 proteomics labs. So we do the clinical trials in-house first to make sure it works, and then we send it to a university. That one may have been Florida, I can't remember, but we send it to a university to have a third-party, unbiased
Sure.
opinion on it too. And both trials meet up, we agree, product goes out in production. So it's not just us saying it works.
Yeah,
it's-
absolutely.
We do the homework first, but then we have a second, unbiased opinion too to kind of back it up.
You know, I think kind of an interesting concept is if you can picture a factory and we're trying to put together products and there's a little guy inside this storage area that says, I need more protein or I need more whatever, and we keep giving him more carbohydrates or something he doesn't need to use in the factory.
Right.
And so in order to get what he needs, he has to keep asking for more.
Right.
And if we keep giving the stuff he doesn't need, he's going to have a whole pile of stuff that he has to store away as fat.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Exactly.
Very true. The body is besides being a great design, it is a storage device.
Right.
That's what it does. So the more you put in that doesn't get used, the more it's going to store and try to use later, which in turn turns to fat. Unfortunately, your body eats muscle before it eats fat. That's why you have people lose weight. It's a question. What are they losing?
Right, muscle or fat.
A scale is only going to tell you what you weigh. It doesn't tell you what your fat mass is, what your lean muscle mass is, what your triglyceride levels are, cholesterol, blood pressure, on down the line. That's why we do these clinical trials, to see exactly what happens. And in this trial, for instance, people had different, on average within a 7-week time period, patients lost anywhere from 20 to 30 pounds. But the interesting thing to me is that the weight that they lost out of the 20 pounds was 15 to 16 pounds out of that was pure fat. And that thoroughly impressed me. And they put on 1 to 7 pounds of lean muscle while doing that. And it was the worst case scenario. The trial was on women. Not saying this won't work on men. It's just that women have a harder time losing weight.
Exactly.
Therefore, we picked the harder scenario. They walked 20 minutes a day and changed their diet and lifestyle and used the product. So it was, I exercise often. And dropping weight's not hard. Dropping fat mass, once you get, to 15, 20% body fat, trying to get down to 10 or 12 is like, that's what blew my mind with this. I was like, how did they really drop, 15, 16 pounds of lean, or not lean body mass, but of fat mass?
Fat.
And put on 1 to 7 pounds of muscle just walking. So imagine and that's the worst case scenario. So imagine someone that's motivated, someone who definitely changes the diet and lifestyle, does the product recommendation, and actually goes and gets either a personal trainer or really gets serious with their exercising. Expect even better results. But what we did is we wanted to test worst case scenario first. Some doctors have patients that are ready to get it done. Some doctors have patients that are like, all right, what's the easiest way to do this?
Right.
We took the easiest way to do it, patients, because the ones that are ready to get done, we know we're going to get good results with. What's going to happen with worst case scenario?
Well, and the fact is, people work.
Yeah.
And they get up early in the morning, they go to work, and by the time they come home at night, you're so tired, you just want to sit down, eat, or do whatever,
Yep.
and then go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And this is very easy to incorporate in our American lifestyle.
Yes. Very easy.
So the diet is important.
The diet's very important. It gets your body eating every 2 to 3 hours, and I'm not talking about, you know, gigantic meals. I mean,
Right.
small snacks or using the meal replacements. We don't want to just go using powders and bars and stuff of that nature. I'm not saying it would really hurt you if you did, but the point is to continue eating food while incorporating medical foods into the diet to help speed up the process. The trial that the patients are viewing or have viewed, the top section that is dark green is a 12-week time period with diet, lifestyle change, walking 20 minutes a day, and using the medical food. The one right below it, which is the lighter green line, is a 12-month time period. So 3 months versus a year is a 12-month time period, just changing the diet and lifestyle and walking. No medical food, no products.
Wow.
So we did that to show if you at least change your diet and lifestyle, you can get results.
Yeah.
If you do that plus use Ultrameal 360, you'll almost triple that results in a 3-month time period versus a 12-month time period.
It's amazing.
Very cool.
It's really huge.
Even with my own patients, I've seen phenomenal results. I'd say about the average weight loss I see is 16 pounds over the 12-week period of time, and that's some people losing 2, and that's some people losing 25 or 30.
Right.
So when I average it out, and I've been doing this for years and years with my patients, every patient I've had that's followed through with the program, their cholesterol has always gone down. Their blood pressure has always come down and come closer to normal. So I've always seen results. They are always gaining a little bit of muscle mass, and that's really significant because you can even have a very thin person that can have very low muscle mass and still be overly fat as far as the ratios of fat to muscle, which is called sarcopenic obesity, and that will decrease their lifespan eventually. So we're looking at really helping someone to expand their life and enjoy it while they're here.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, it's all about making choices. That's what the whole show is about. So go to my website, drtimweir.com. I've got some more information about these products and how you can get a hold of them. It's incredible. It's going to help your health. Go to the website right now and order it.